I'm going to have to do a supermarket sweep. I am. Looking for Canadian products. Oh, there's one. Oh, well, you see, I've noticed that we seem to have more options regarding Canadian whiskies. I know they used to have about 1, maybe 2, but there's about 5 there now. And I thought, well, why is that? And I thought, oh, crikey, it's going to be due to Trump and that, you know. It's going to be due to the tariff war and all that, you know. The tacos tariff war, the taco of the United States. Hashtag TOTUS. Well, the Canadians have, been filling the gap, you could say. Now, they've also slowed down on exports into the United States because it's not worth their while. Unless, obviously, the United States wants to, the Americans want to pay the extra. But anyway, they're finding new markets like everybody else. Ostracising the United States. Understandably, any of the day. Who wants to trade with a country that wants to steal your country? Make you the 51st state? Well, you ain't going to want it, are you? No. Why would you support them? Why would you put your tax dollars into their coffers? Put it somewhere else where maybe they are not going to harm your economy. They ain't going to try and invade you. So, my questions were answered when I found this article, and it says, cheers to Canada, demand for Canadian-made booze surges amid a trade war. Oh, obviously, it is the taco trade war, that it is. Yes, Trump. Always chickens out, that he does. So Canadian spirits have never been higher or filled more glasses. Now, an unexpected benefit of the US President Donald Trump's trade war. You know Donald Trump, the US President, damn Donald Trump, yes. Well, the tariffs have created a sobering side effect for some producers. Demand is climbing for Ontario beer, liquor, and especially wine. Now, I haven't seen any wine. Now, France is a bit fickle with that. You don't see any California wine, any American wines or anything like that. So, generally all French wines. You might see the occasional Spanish wine or Portuguese wine, but you're not going to see any American wines. That I very much doubt. Why would you? In the day, you ain't got to pay the prices over, aren't you? And if we could get a bottle of wine here, or if you really want a cheap bottle of wine, get it for €1.60, €1.70. It's drinkable, I suppose. Not that pleasurable, but it's drinkable. It's not vinegar. But you can buy a half drinkable bottle of wine for €2.50. You can buy a nice bottle of wine for €4 to €5, and it goes. You have a diminishing return. Then you just pay a shitload more for small improvements. But it's very cheap in France for wine. Very cheap. The taxation is very, very low. Now, all right. So let's continue, shall we? I think we should. So, where are we? Oh, we are. Now, for Peely Island Winery, Peely, sales have spiked 20 to 40%. 20 to 40%. Depending on the product, because they're sending them elsewhere, and more people, I'll have a bit of that, And definitely people are all about supporting local and supporting Canada. We are looking in. Just like I am, I live in France, right? I'm looking in, I'm seeing what's going on over there, and I don't like it, all right? I don't like the fact that Donald Trump pretty much said we're going to steal your country. Never say never, he said. In the White House to Mark Carney. When Mark Carney made it quite clear to him that Canada is not for sale. He's not talking about buying it anyways, is where I take it. To make it the 51st state. Oh, it'll be beautiful landmass, he said, yeah. Like an idiot. So definitely people are all about supporting local, supporting Canada, and specifically Ontario, and said Managing Director Anne-Marie Helkenwalder. I don't know if I say that right, but yeah, go. We're definitely seeing an uptick in people gravitating towards our products, as well as VQA in general. Now, with the trade war insults and threats to annex Canada, now Trump unwittingly sparked a coast-to-coast groundswell of pro Canada sentiment. And like I say, it's not just the Canadians themselves. For that, there's a red flag to the bull, and they have certainly, well, made their point. They have. Elbows up. I have to admit, I do. I've got a huge amount of respect for Canadians. I've got some lovely people on the channel, Canadians on the channel, and it's just, I admire the strength. I admire the strength. I'll give you an idea of how I feel about this. Right? My little granddaughter's just learning to play violin, all right? She's only just started this year. This year or late last year? Last year, sorry. And she's now doing little tunes and stuff and actually whole songs. And today, she performed in front of 100 people in our local church doing a song. And I was so proud of her. She's only like, well, she's only 7. She's little, tiny. With a little violin, you know, so sweet. And I thought, crikey, didn't even drop a note. And stand in front of all those people, it must have been so scary. Really scary. She's only little, you know. She was very nervous, she said. But, yeah, I was very proud. Very proud. But that's the point, you see. That's strength. Strength. And that's what the Canadians are standing up against tyranny. You know, Donald Trump said he respects strength. Well, I think he actually does. Because, let's be fair, he wasn't aggressive towards Mark Carney. He knew Mark Carney can just, well, makes him look like, if he wanted to, he could make him look stupid. Really bloody stupid. But that wasn't his goal, was it? No. And people are saying this, you know, we all respect the strength as well, and the fact that we're seeing the Canadian people stand up against this madness that happens to be in the White House, this disease, this virus. Flippin' hell. Maybe that's why they've put RFK in. He's anti-vaxxer, isn't he? Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, going on, coming back to the story itself. Now, in liquor stores and bars across Ontario, people are switching from Californian Cab Sauv to Pelly Iron Pinot Noir, from Kentucky Bourbon to Windsor Rye. So, the Canadians have boycotted, basically, American products. In fact, the supermarkets, you find it very difficult to find them. In many supermarkets, they just ain't there, because then there's no point. You know, why would you take the shelf space up if no one's buying it? Return to sender, eh? That's what you do. Now, it's like the Canadian citizens are sort of galvanised behind this idea, says Gordon Orr, CEO of the Tourism Windsor Essex Pelee Island. Now, more rhetoric that comes out of the White House, the more people are incentivised and encouraged to support local and buy more whiskey to celebrate properly. I have to admit, I love it. I absolutely love it. And this is where these other countries are going wrong. I really do believe this. You know, for instance, yeah, that South Africa president, he went to the White House in the Oval Office, and he sat there and allowed Donald Trump to literally disgrace him. It was disgusting what went on there. And then you got the same with, it's a bit different with Zelensky, to be fair, because he does need the support of the United States with weapons and what have you, even if it's just purchasing on them. And then obviously Donald Trump was trying it with Keir Starmer, and basically they're just trying to get him to ride up to the Commons, you know, to start an argument. That takes a certain amount of strength to not to actually get up and punch him in the feckin' nose, if you know what I mean, quite frankly. Because that man is just, he's such a twat, let's be honest. He is such a twat. He's got no empathy for anybody, and I don't respect anybody like that. You know, if you are not woke in the slightest, well then, quite frankly, you are just evil. And you shouldn't have children, quite frankly. Because what is woke is being aware, socially aware of your surroundings, aware of people around you and their needs. Could be your children. Stopping at a red light at the traffic lights. Is that woke? You know? Because you do not want to crash into the woman with the little baby in the pram. Is that too woke for you? Do you realise how stupid all this is? It's just idiotic nonsense. Woke is just a term used that's been weaponised by these mad men and women. That's all it is. It's been weaponised. It's crazy. Anyway, strength. And strength comes from from within. You know, standing up against things that go against what you believe in. And we need to see more of that regarding the ice raids. We're seeing a lot of local support and a lot of people, you know, they're disgrace, you know, shame on you and stuff like that. But you need to scare them off. Seriously? Launch fireworks at them or something, I don't know. Big net. Get a Trump balloon and swamp them with Trump balloons. Blimps. Can't go on like this. At some point, it's going to burst. And shit is going to hit the fan. And people are going to get hurt, if not killed. So, standing up against it, I think, is very important. And the European Union trying to negotiate deals with the United States, no, you've got to walk away. You've got to walk away because it's not trustworthy. What's the point of negotiating a deal that's going to change next week? None whatsoever, is there? Anyway, you tell me. Please leave in the comments down below. You want to support the channel, get a Patreon or buy us a coffee in the links down below if you want to speak the like button. Beep beep. Because then, you know, maybe the algorithm might say, hello, maybe somebody liked the video. Toodaloo.